Still going strong and celebrating our 25th season. This is Friday Night Sports Extra, brought to you by Subway and Sterling Savings Bank.
You waited all week and it's finally time. Sit back and relax, football on your mind. Punch one in from the 5-yard line. Keep on the top plays, then hit rewind. Rain on your cane, grab your umbrella. Varsity Sports, they work hard for a letter. KXLY, no one covers better. You are now tuned to the Friday Night Sports Extra.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Week 3 of the Friday Night Sports Extra here on KXLY4. I'm Derek Deis.
I'm Ben Kaplan. It's tough to believe we're already 3 weeks in. It goes by fast.
It's feeling like fall now, isn't it?
No, it definitely does. The weather outside, and also a guy who's feeling it right now, Keith Osso in Stadium 4. Keith?
I'm feeling it over here in Stadium 4, but I'm a little bit lonely because nobody came tonight. I'm all by myself. Oh, wait, that's not true. Reardan's here, the Reardan Indians cheerleaders, and the band will be here all night long. They'll be entertaining us, having a great time. We'll get to their game a little bit later, but I know what everybody's waiting for. How did the Mighty Knights of East Valley do? Dennis?
Do you really want to know, Keith? Do you really want to know? It's the game of the night. The Mighty Knights getting on the bus, making that long, long trip into a different state. Post Falls, Idaho. They lost the coin flip and didn't win much else. Post Falls had it rolling early. The little swing pass. Quarterback Matt Lickfold to Trevor Wood. That would set up a one-yard touchdown run. More Trojans. This time Lickfold calls his own number. The big Trojan quarterback gets it into the end zone. 14-0 after a quarter. Post Falls broke it open in the second quarter. More hard running. This time by Tyson Johnson. Breaking tackles, cutting back. He had over 100 yards on the night. That set up another short score. 21-0. The defense got into the act. The Knights on the swing pass to Shane Quinn dropped the ball, but they rule it a lateral. Colton Pugh picks it up into the end zone, 28-0. Trojans had another score before the half. Both Wood and Lickford had 3 touchdowns each. Post Falls goes on to the big win. The reason this team, and that should be 48-12, the reason this team is rolling right now, averaging 50 a game, the big men up front.
Our offensive line, they're getting the push, you know. It's all up to them. They're making me look good. They're making Matt look good. They're making all our receivers look good. You know, we're just getting it done.
Well, our offensive line was getting a great push up front and working hard all week in practice and just paid off today.
We cannot go back to Stadium 4. Keith Osso crying in his tears tonight. We'll check in. Well, hopefully Keith can recover a little bit later on. Derek, Ben?
Yeah, we'll let him wipe those away for a couple moments here. Let's have some GSL action now. GSL wide open so far. Let's take you out to Joe Albee. Kind of a scary moment, the Shadle Park Mount Spokane game. One of the refs, John Love, hit in the head by a player's helmet in a collision during warm-ups, taken to the hospital, but is said to be all right. Wildcats offense just fine. Clarkson Blumenthal deep to Chase Nacarado, 34 yards. Cats up 14 in the first quarter. Shadle had some bite. Check out the run by quarterback Drew before, breaks out of the tackle, then is off and running. 15 yards to pay dirt, makes it a 14-7 ball game. But Mount Spokane too tough. This time Blumenthal takes it himself, 3 yards, gets Cats 6 more points. They double up Shadle, 42-21. They're now 3-0.
U-High fans making the trip to G-Prep. The Bullpup fans ready for action. They should just change the mascot's name to the Bishop Sankeys. Dude is good, much better than the shooting on this play anyway. Oops, Pup's first play from scrimmage, 68 yards for Sugar. Derek, you got to work on that. 7-0 G-Prep right off the bat. U-High kept him in check till right before the break, but after recovering a fumble deep in the Titans' territory, Sankey from 3 yards out. Pups winners tonight, 28-7. Meade fans, the little ones, staying up for some late action over at Albee between the Panthers and LC. Second quarter at 7-0 Meade. Trent Robinson says that won't do. 8 yards later, he's in the end zone, and we're all tied up till Meade comes right back. Check out the grab by Danny Mattingly, the one-handed stab, and also picks up the first down. Important because it keeps the drive alive. Andy Wetzel, the number 7, Wes Bailey for the 7-yard score. Panthers take a 14-7 lead. Then they get the ball back, but LC's D tightens up. Wetzel eventually brought down by Dylan Noble for the big loss. But I'll tell you what, Meade okay tonight because they win it 24-14. Now out to Keith in Stadium 4.
Dennis, I'm excited tonight. Do you know why I'm excited?
I have no idea.
Not just because the Reardan Indians are here, but take a look back here Our first time in 3 weeks. We got a baritone in the house. It's about time. You can't have a band without a baritone. Dennis and I both played the baritone in high school. First time we had it. We had some more GSL games last night out at Joe Alvey Stadium.
You are excited.
I am excited. Ferris last night had a good game, and they went to, I don't know, Cole Heidinger. He must have had his hot ham water for lunch because he is gone. 63 yards to the house. He had 155 yards. Ferris wins this one. 35-6, looked impressive last night. Also last night, CV and Rogers, big night for Brandon Garcia. He kicks things off with a 3-yard touchdown, 7-0 Bears. And Garcia, man alive, he had a night last night, 5 touchdowns as CV goes on to win this one big, 49-16. That's it, man. Garcia with a day, huh? But we might have another play from that coming up later in Plays of the Week.
We'll go back to that East Valley game as well.
Let's
for
not
more
do that.
Plays of the week. There's actually a positive for East Valley.
All right. Not much to go on, but when we come back, there'll be a lot more positives, including the Reardan Indians. They're going to be here all night entertaining us. Let's hear what you got.
And welcome back to the Friday Night Sports Extra, and we are just getting warmed up here.
Yeah, there are several interstate showdowns taking place around the region tonight, and we start at West Valley, where the Sandpoint Bulldogs made the trip down to take on the Eagles. 6-0 Sandpoint after an Anthony Gold touchdown when Dylan Ellsworth does his thing, fighting his way to the end zone from 7 yards out. Ellsworth with a pair of TDs, and we're tied at 6. But the Bulldogs respond with the textbook pitch play, and I love gold. Anthony gets inside the pylon for his second touchdown of the night. He would finish with all 4 Sandpoint scores. West Valley takes his first lead of the game on this 29-yard strike from Jared Nelson to Anthony Flynn, but Gold and the Bulldogs were too much as they go on to win it 26-19. More border battles down south. It was Lewiston all over Pullman, 46-7 tonight. How about Moscow and Clarkson? And it was the Bantams with an 18-7 win. And Lakeland, the Hawks, with a 1-point win over those White Tigers of Timberlake, Ben.
All right, Derek, let's go Deer Park Stags and Priest River. First quarter, we're scoreless. Deer Park on the move. They hand the ball off to Aaron Frank, who cuts it to the outside and into the end zone, 7-0. Deer Park Stags. 10-0 Deer Park in the second quarter, and they're at it again. They give the ball to Blake Starbuck. He spins off a man and gets into the end zone. 24-0 Deer Park on offense again when quarterback Colton Mead airs one out, but this one gets picked off. Nice effort there by Sean Mortensen, who does what he can to keep that play alive, but Deer Park tonight, too tough, 24-6. Now, do not adjust your TV sets here. We have a tie in football, 14-14, Cheney and Cascade. They play non-league, and that's what happens. No overtime at that situation. Keith?
You can't have a tie. There's no ties.
Keith and I are back row guys, okay? When you take team pictures, we're in the back row.
For good
Keep
reason.
blocking these young, lovely cheerleaders. I always stand right in front of the shortest cheerleader. So I apologize for that earlier tonight. We have Reardan highlights. Oh, Reardan highlights. Yes, Reardan highlights. Hey, there's the band. I heard they're pretty good. 7-0 home team when Johnny Kiefer pitches it to Chase Bell. Look at the speed. Into the end zone, 14-0. The Bulldogs get on the board shortly. Kettle Falls, Mike Larson turns the corner, turns on the accelerator. He's in. 25 yards. That gets him with an 8. Final seconds of the first half. Reardan facing a 4th and long. What do they do? What do they do? Bell rolls out. Hail Mary. Clancy. Kuykendall. Wide open in the end zone. 10 seconds left on the clock. The Indians go on to win it 27-6. One other score. It was Freeman on the road tonight at Riverside. Oh, we got highlights of this. Look at those pretty uniforms. I didn't know we had highlights of this game. Oh, let's just look at this. The Scotties back to throw into the end zone. Touchdown, Freeman! And there you see it. Riverside goes on to win it by a final of 28-14.
Hey, Lakeside Medical Lake. Hey, Wes Hobbs, he coached Derek Deis over at Medical Lake. If you can coach Derek Deis, you can coach anybody. Joe Blazik, though, he blazed the trail. He's in for a touchdown, 16-6. Lakeside, the Cardinals an answer. Tim Haynes. Haynes had a big day, weaving his way into the end zone, ducks it low. Remember, pad level's important. Into the end zone he goes, pulls within 3. Then more from Haynes, looking to carry in some defenders this time. The little guy's got some pop. Hey, that sets up a field goal. And remember, when you're going to kick a field goal, you got to sweep the leg. I mean, that's important. But Lakeside goes on to win this one in overtime, 24-23. A couple more scores for you tonight. Newport, they fall short on the road at Colville. Also, we have Chewelah going on the road in Tenaska with a big win. And Omak Okanagan, nice rivalry game. The Pioneers with the big win at home.
Yeah, big win for the Pioneers up there. That's a big game in north central Washington, I could say. Down south, Colfax, we've learned this over the past couple of years. They're pretty good. Special thanks to the Chain Gang out there for saving us a roster tonight as they took on Davenport. Colfax put up 35 points in the first quarter. They go back to work in the third. Lefty Alex Teedy, what is he like in his 6th year of eligibility? Damon Buck, 15-yard touchdown. Gorillas looking to answer. Derek Oliver going deep, but picked off by Kellen Morgan. And the return puts the Bulldogs right back in business. Well, these guys are just too good. Justin Williams punches it in moments later. Colfax triples up Davenport 62-21. They're now 2-0 on the season and looking strong. How about Springdale and Liberty? It was the Lancers all over the Chargers, almost tripling them up as well, 59-20, Ben.
You love going to Linridsville because the tailgaters out there. That's how you do it. Bring out the catches or the couches. They're playing Kittitas. Second half, Broncos looking to make a comeback. They force the Coyotes to punt in their own end zone. That does not end up well for them. It's a safety, makes it 13-9. Fourth quarter winding down. Broncos looking to score. Quarterback Jake Eichner fakes the handoff, runs around the outside. He gets in the end zone, but guess what? Not so fast, Dice. It's called back due to a block in the back, and they have to retry the down. Last chance. The swing pass is dropped, and the Kittitas Coyotes, they take a knee, run out the clock as they win it 13-9. A couple other scores for you. Bonners Ferry, 38-18 winners over St. Mary's, and Lethbridge, 28-7 over Kellogg.
Wow, how about the Canadians? Soton and Tico Oakdale Roselia, the Panthers, a 3-point win on the road, and it was Waitsburg Prescott, the Cardinals, all over Elgin, 40-10. Back to Keith and Dennis in Stadium 4.
The Reardan Indians in here with us. A couple special guys. What are your names?
Mitchell Harper. Matthew Hansen.
Matthew Hansen. Now, you're part of the stunt team?
Correct.
And you're part of the band. What do you play?
Trumpet.
Not the baritone.
I'm playing a little bit of trombone this year.
Not the baritone. Not the baritone. These guys are special because they're here not only because they're supporting their school. They supported their school earlier. These guys played football tonight, and they're here with us with the cheerleaders and the band. The band's going to be playing all night. Let's hear what you got, band. Reardan Indians. We saw they were winners earlier. We're going to have to watch them the rest of the year. Plenty of Friday Night Sports Extra, including track meets with huddles. 8-man football coming up next.
This is Friday Night Sports Extra, brought to you by Subway and Sterling Savings Bank.
Always got to make sure we thank those sponsors. Now, usually, 8-man football games are extremely high scoring. In fact, last week, Lumi and Wellpinit set a state record for total points. But tonight in Palouse, it was the first ever all-defensive highlights between Garpal and ACH. Vikings down 14-0 and looking to answer, but Tyler Gegson gets the quarterback sack as the Warriors get the ball back, and the defenses would continue to dominate it. But the offenses weren't exactly helping themselves either. The bad snap leads to Ben Wegrath recovering the fumble for the Vikings. I mean, somebody's got to score again, right? It's 8-man, but Anthony Floyd of Garpal has no one to throw to, and big Zach Carell wraps him up in the backfield for another Warriors sack. ACH would continue to lay the lumber. Sean Prindle with the vicious hit on Floyd. The Warriors win on the road 26-12.
Curlew making the trip to Odessa Harrington, or to Odessa to play Odessa Harrington. The Titans get on the board early and often. Nick Spurline, this kid's a beast. 209 yards rushing, gets to the outside, and poof, he gone. Titans of Odessa Harrington on the board first, 8-0. Curlew trying to match what the Titans were pointed up, but the defense too much. Jared King, yeah, that's crush. It would lead to another Titan touchdown. This time quarterback Jared King doing it on offense as well, making plays on both sides, finds Jake Tank. He stiffs arms, gets in the end zone, makes it 14-0. Final score, Curlew 28, Odessa Harrington 78. Wow, lots of points there for you. Selkirk 42-6 winners over Republic tonight. We got one more for you, Cusick 66, Northport 20. Now back.
We've got some teams on probation.
Double secret probation, not scoring
enough points.
Although Odessa Harrington's our first time seeing them, and the ladies liked the uniforms. They were back here commenting about how much they liked them, so that's always good. Everybody's favorite trip, over the ferry to Inchelium. We got to make that trip today. Jim, look at that, a little fast. That doesn't actually go that
Yes,
fast.
it does.
No,
I
it does
water
not.
skied
No,
behind
it
it
does
one
not.
time.
Hey, don't forget, strike first, strike hard, no mercy. That's what Columbia-Inchelium does. Trevor Anderson scores 8-0, and Wellpinit gets things going. A.J. Kiefer throwing a long ball. Drake Wynn, oh, he's into the end zone. Nice long stride out there for the young fella. Into the end zone he goes, 8-6. Still in the first, though, go to Gabe Jones. He's going to stumble his way into the end zone. Inchelium on that one. Columbia-Inchelium. Got the new unis, got the new thing going, and looking good in a win. Also, Colton with a big win, 26-0 tonight.
There you see some other scores. Lac-Wash with a win over the Echo Panthers. Echo, is there an Echo in here?
Echo!
Wallace Miners also 54-6 over Mullen. Look at this, another 8-man team gets shut out. Troy with a 42-0 victory as well. All right, do we have the Waitsburg-Creston-Mansfield game?
I don't think we, oh.
We do, yes. I'm telling you right now, that's a drive to Mansfield from here. Out in the middle of the wheat fields, and look at the opening kickoff here. Wildcats receive it. Hayden Herdrick of Wilbur-Creston, goodbye, see ya. He could have backstroked the last 20 yards in. And Wilbur-Creston up 6-0 early in this game. Wildcats would score again. This time the handoff to Herdrick. Takes it, zigging, zagging, looking for the end zone, puts the ball down. 14-0 with a 2-point conversion. The Colonels, I love this nickname. The Colonels would not go unanswered. Quarterback Cameron Peters finds McLean, or Mason McLean, I should say, in the end zone. That makes it 14-8. Final score, Wilbur-Creston, 40-16 over Mansfield.
If you're wondering how far that drive is to Mansfield, 2.5 hours. Our own Phil Franklin did it today. We've got the plays of the night, plus a little peek into the college football action tomorrow coming up.
We still have much more from the Reardan Band. They drove all the way here. Let's hear them play it out.
Welcome back to Friday Night Sports Extra. The Reardan Indians really doing a good show for us tonight. That's enough. That's enough. Enough of the band. It's time for Plays of the Night. Dennis, let's do this thing.
Keith Osso's orchestra, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do this thing. Plays of the Night number
Plays
3.
number 3. We had to go back to Reardan one time. The 10 seconds remaining in the half. Chase Bell to Clancy Kuykendall, and that's a touchdown. That's play number 3.
Play number 2, last night at Joel Stadium. Luke Rogers of Rogers up the middle, nowhere to go, but he's going to get out of here quick. Houdini out to the outside, and Reardan, say it with me, he's giggity, giggity, down the sideline. Luke Rogers of Rogers lays into the end zone. Play number 2 of the week.
You had actually a chance to do a couple more giggities in there. Play number 1, 2-parter. Look at the lumber. 5'8", 140 pounds, rocks in his pocket. Alex Rockstrom. You lay the lumber, you get the lumber back. On the kickoff, watch what happens. Oh! Sometimes you get the bull, and sometimes the bull gets you. Max Cutler with the big hit.
Just that kind of night for East Valley tonight. One more thank you to the Reardan Indians for coming in here. Derek, Ben, back to you guys.
All right, well, those guys having fun over there. There's some pretty big college football games tomorrow, including a special one out in Cheney.
Yeah, Eastern's debut on his new red turf at Roos Field is already sold out as they get ready to take on 6th-ranked Montana Grizzlies. Nobody on the Eagles roster has ever beaten the Grizz, which makes this one even bigger than it already is.
It would mean the world, to be honest with you, and not just to our team, but to our fans and to the city. You know, they need a spark, and they need a reason to come watch us, and we're going to give it to them.
They're the champs for a reason. They're going to get everyone's, best shot because they've earned the right to get that, and it would mean a lot, I know, for our guys, that haven't been a part of that.
So Eastern kicks off tomorrow at 4. Washington State and SMU kick off at 12:30 our time tomorrow. Pregame starts at 10:30 on News Radio 920. The Huskies will host 8th-ranked Nebraska tomorrow at 12:30. You can watch that one right here on KXLY4.
Yeah, and that's not all. Idaho hosts UNLV, that game on ESPNU at 7:30 tomorrow night. Whitworth is at Redlands, plus the Chiefs have a preseason game at Eagles Ice Arena. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on the Friday Night Sports Extra.